the percentage of receivables method of estimating bad debt is a little bit more accurate than the percentage of sales method. In the percentage of sales method, we just looked at our total sales for the month and we reserved a percentage of them. But when you think about it, we're doing this on the last day of the month. It may be that some of those sales we've already collected. So it doesn't really make sense to book a reserve against something we've already collected. In the percentage of receivables method, we actually reserve a percentage of the open receivables at the end of the month. We're reserving a percentage of what people actually still owe us. So in this case, we have our accounts receivable aging. So in the current bucket, that means that the invoice is not yet due. We have $16,500, and then you can see the different amounts past due. But what we really care about for this method is our total. At the end of the month, we have $48,500 outstanding. So at the end of the month, at the end of October, when we go to do this, we take our total accounts receivable balance, $48,500, and we multiply it by the reserve amount. And again, this is amount that we can come up with, management will come up with this saying historically about 5% of our accounts receivable goes bad. You see that the percentage is a little higher than the percentage of sales method because again, percentage of sales, that's just everything we sell. Whereas this is only looking at amounts we haven't collected. So we're going to multiply that 48,500 times 0.05 or 5%, and we're going to get an error. And we get a total amount of $2,425. Here's another difference. In the percentage of sales method, whatever number we calculated, that was our journal entry. But in the percentage of receivables method, that's the amount the reserve should be. So we have to compare it to what's already in our reserve account to determine what our journal entry should be. So in this case, our reserve at the end of October should be $2,425. The account currently has $1,500 in it. That was what our reserve was as of the end of September. So we want to have $2,425 in our account. How do we get from $1,500 to $2,425? We need to credit this account by $945. That is going to be our journal entry on 10/31/2020. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to debit bad debt expense for $945, and I'm going to credit allowance for doubtful accounts for $945. So with the additional credit and allowance for doubtful accounts, our contra asset account, we now have a total balance in allowance for doubtful accounts of $2,425, which is what we calculated the reserve should be at the end of October. In the next video, we'll look at the aging of receivables method. See you there.